And there's a base hit into left field for Martin, who had a good at-bat coming back from 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, Bubic tried to finish him off with a good fastball, then he went changeup below the zone. Now it's full count. He's got to come in the zone, doesn't want to walk him. Austin Martin with a short, compact swing, able to get the barrel to it. So you put the hitters in the hitting advantage right there.
2020. Royals might get an out here on the bases, and they will. Well, the Twins are going to force Bubic to throw at least 20 pitches. And number 20's hit off the end of the bat. It carries, and Isbell is there. So Bubic works around a single and down the middle. And hit to right field. Wallner has a better angle with the sun and makes the catch. Up the middle. Vinny will turn and hold with Buxton getting it back to the infield. And the Royals have 2 on with 2 out. And the runners are going, and he grounds it sharply to first, but right at Caratini. And that's the inning. So Woods Richardson works around a walk in a single and no score.
With the dimensions were as they are today, 12 more for Bobby, 10 for Vinny.
And 1 for Matt Wallner. He hits that into the water. A solo home run, which describes his 2025 season. And Chris Bubic, who hardly gave up any home runs at all last year, allows 1 in the 2nd inning, and Minnesota leads 1-0.
Yeah, we talked about it. 6 home runs allowed last year and 116 innings pitched. But Matt Wallner is big and he is strong, much like Vinny Pasquantino. That's a slider right in the middle of the plate. What that slider does when it's left in that location, it speeds up the bat. Wallner able to get right through it, and he flushed that one into the fountains.
He had a couple of home runs at Camden Yards where Minnesota opened, and he is down on 3 pitches. So after the home run, Bubic responds with 2 ground outs and a strikeout. India tries to shoot it to the right side. That's a long run for Wallner, and it's going to drop fair. And now it rolls behind Wallner. India thought about it.
Put them in the best position to get the out.
How about pull it to right field? Into the wind and sailing and soaring out of here.
Well, you know what Simeon Richardson's trying to do right there? He got a slider in under the hands. The pitch previous tries to go back to it, say, can I make a better one? Get him to chase. No, this one is up at the knees. Kyle Isbell puts an unbelievable swing on it. And you said it, Ryan, drove it right into the teeth of the wind, but he hit it so well. But that ball was gone here. It was gone into the wind. It was gone in the old ballpark. Maybe Kyle Isbell had something to do with that. He likes his domain out there. I know where my wall is.
Left side, and a diving play by Lewis, and then the ball squirts out of his hand, and Michael will have an infield single. That is a strike over the inside edge, and Chris Bubic has his 2nd strikeout.
Well, you see Bubic going with one of his best pitches, the changeup, trying to go low and away with this one, but misses inside. Kind of fools Brooks Lee. Don't look for a changeup performance or close to it this year if they can get it.
Isbell and Caglione, and it's Caglione as the ball sliced over toward right. Patrick Mahomes is part of the Royals ownership group, and his father came up with the Minnesota Twins. And there's a story that was revealed a few years ago, when well, more than a few years ago now, when he really started to become a superstar here. But the story was, his dad was pitching for the Twins, and they were in Kansas City when he had to leave the team and go back to Texas for the birth of Patrick, and how somehow that was a sign that his dad was in Kansas City. And then Patrick ends up being a star in Kansas City and a big baseball fan.
Big baseball fan, and he's a global star. As much traveling, we talked about that in the pregame a little bit. I see pictures of him everywhere. Great play by Bobby right there. Goes up and gets it in the middle. Able to set down the Twins here in the third. My workload's been ramped up dramatically in 2025. He just never made it back. And so this year he can come in. He's got a good perspective on how he wants to approach the season.
Out to Bobby Witt Jr. It's been a nice run for Royals starters going back to Saturday. Royals starters have allowed 1 run in the last 16 2/3 innings.
He's going to punish him more times than not.
The bat goes flying over near the Royals dugout, and that was a splitter that actually stayed up, but it was a change of speed enough for Woods Richardson to get his first strikeout of the day.
Yeah, you'll see that one. It's up in the zone, so almost as a hitter, you see that pitch up, you think fastball, and so that change of speed fools him even a little bit.
Right down the middle. So the Royals go down in order, and Woods Richardson has set down the last 7 Royals.
When to use them, being judicious with how they use their challenges.
And it paid off.
Yes, it did.
Martin goes sliding in left field to cut it off, but that's an easy double for Maikel Garcia, and he's in scoring position. And that's a line drive and a catch and a double play.
Well, nothing Maikel Garcia can do right there. Looking to score on the line drive by Bobby.
Grounded inside the line. Maikel out at second, and no double play. To right field. Caglione glides back, and on the track, he makes the catch. And Kris Bubic has given the Royals 6 innings. Isaac Collins hits it high in the air into the left field corner, and his first hit as a Royal is a home run.
Talking to Scott Sharp today, he said Isaac Collins is the ball player. Puts the bat on the ball. You see right there, kind of a pitch cutting in. Looks like a changeup, maybe a fastball, but inside part of the plate, brings the hands in. He got all that. 104 exit velocity for Collins.
Off the end of the bat, Buxton is right there. And we move on to the 8th inning. Isaac Collins homers, and the Royals lead is 3-1. Up the middle and right at the bag. That is an inning-ending double play.
Major league pitchers that throw with opposite arms.
Wallner running. Keyshaw is out. Look out. They collide. Keyshaw ends up with it, and Wallner ends up on his back. Unfortunately, it looks like he's all right.
Well, that's an interesting matchup right there, okay? Because Wallner's a big boy, as you can see right there. They call him the Moose. Not to be mistaken with our Moose here in Kansas City, but Keyshaw is a fullback with speed and power, and he goes right through Wallner. Oh, makes a good catch to hold on to it, but Wallner receives the brunt of that force.
And a base hit to right field, so big, strong Ryan Jeffers with all that power with 2 strikes just poked it to right. Grounded out to India. And Schreiber gets the job done. And the Royals win their first game at home in 2026.